What's better than the smell of cinnamon and apples wafting through your kitchen? This apple crisp is a dessert you will come back to again and again. Hi, I'm Deepali and today I'm sharing a timeless recipe that's as simple as it is delicious. Whether it's a cozy family dinner or a festive occasion, this apple crisp is your perfect dessert buddy. With just a few pantry staples and some fresh apples, this recipe is easy enough for beginners but impressive enough to wow your guests. Let's dive in and bake something unforgettable. And if you love easy desserts, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more recipes like this. Now, let's get started. So, here's what you'll need. You need some fresh, firm textured apples like Granny Smith or Honey Crisp. I've taken Granny Smith here. You can take any kind of apples that are available. You can take one kind of apples or you can also take 2-3 different kind of apples and use them in the recipe. If you have access to locally grown apples, they are always a better choice for their rich flavor and texture. So we also need some all-purpose flour, oats, brown sugar, castor sugar and some butter. This is unsalted butter and this is cold butter which I have cut into cubes. Then we need walnuts, we have salt, lemon juice and cinnamon, and we also need some extra sugar for the coating of the apples. You can also add some raspberries if you want to, and this is my baking dish. This is oven-proof glass baking dish that I'm going to use today for my apple crisp. Let's start with the topping. In a bowl, add flour. This is all-purpose flour, brown sugar, granulated sugar, cinnamon and a pinch of salt. Now give this a good mix with a wire whisk. And now add in the cold butter. Now this is cold butter. What I do is I cut my butter into cubes and then I put it in the fridge until I have to use it. Okay, now with the pastry cutter I'm going to cut in the cold butter until it forms coarse crumbs. Okay, now that's it. And now here's where the magic is going to happen. I'm adding oats and the walnuts, giving this topping that signature crunch. Okay, so mix it again. Okay, let's keep this aside and prepare our apples. And now for the filling, I'm going to peel, core and chop the apples into 1-inch chunks. Now I am cutting it into small pieces. It all depends upon you. You can also slice the apples and you can also cut the cubes into larger ones. Now the apples are done. I am going to toss them with lemon juice and a bit of sugar to balance the tartness. Let's prepare our baking dish. This is a square baking dish that I'm using. I'm greasing the dish with some butter and I'm using melted butter here. Now layer the apples in this greased baking dish and evenly spread the topping over them. Evenly spread the topping, covering all the apples. Okay, now my oven is ready. It has been preheated for last 10-15 minutes at 190 degrees Celsius. And this goes into the oven now and I'm going to bake this for about 30 to 40 minutes or until it is golden and bubbly. You'll see the apples bubbling from side. Okay, into the oven. Okay, look at this. It's golden, crispy, and it smells heavenly. Now a tip here is let it cool for 20 to 30 minutes before serving. This allows the flavors to settle and makes it easier to serve also. Now this buttery topping and tender apples make this the ultimate fall dessert. Don't forget to pair it with some whipped cream or vanilla ice cream. You'll notice in this recipe that I sliced the apples quite thin and baked it for a few extra minutes. That's because my family loves the apples to be soft and tender. It gives the crisp a cozy melt in your mouth texture. But if you prefer your apples with a little crunch, here's what you can do. Slice the apple a bit thicker and bake for a few minutes less. It's all about personal preferences, right? And I love how flexible this recipe can be to suit your taste. I'd love to know how do you like your apple crisp. Let me know in the comments and don't forget to try this recipe and tag me in your pictures. Thank you for baking with me today, and if you love this recipe, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more delicious desserts. See you next time. Until then, happy baking!